I believe you're the team captain of comedy right now.
What does that mean?
Okay. I texted you this like a year ago. I don't know if it was after you hosted the Golden Globes or you were nominated for a Grammy or Emmy or whatever it was. And I said to you, oh yeah, here it is. I texted you. I looked it up today.
Got screenshots. Okay.
I wrote, you're a great captain of the comedy team because you're number 1, funny above all else. Number 2, not pandering. Number 3, nice to people. And you responded, thank you, Mike. Number 3, legit means the most.
Well, that means so much from you, and I don't believe a word of it.
Okay, perfect.
It won't ever
Moving
enter
on.
into me, and I cannot process it, and I'll never believe it, ever. But thank you, and I want to believe it. But thank you. I try.
Your jokes.
I don't try, actually. I could try harder. That's the problem.
Your special is so funny, and it's so dark. Like, it's so
which
funny.
Parts?
I was watching it last night.
Oh, the suicide chunk?
Well, the suicide chunk, certainly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, certainly, and that's thematically what it's about in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I would say the gangbang section.
Oh, is that dark?
I mean, sort of.
I feel like then I didn't do a good. See, I
No,
never felt like I finished that bit because to me, gangbangs are like I'm trying to celebrate. Like this is amazing. Like this woman does. There's a sadness to it when they have to do it for like because they have nothing else to do. But the joke that's not working for me about porn is like because I'm struggling. I'm trying to talk about porn addiction and how I could see it going to that place because the where I'm going with porn now or where I'm at, it's not where I started out.
Right.
It's like things that I used to be like, I would never do that. Kind of like I would never shoot up. I just take pills. I just snort. Like I'm doing that with porn. Like it's starting to progress into like stuff that I'm like, I don't want to be into this gangbangs. Like
I get that.
You know, like it's progressed past gangbangs. The next special is going to explore the next part it is. But I was trying to start that bit. I'm already pitching like, what should I do for this bit?
No,
but I was trying to get into it
because you've been on the show before. We can jump around.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But it was Zoom. It doesn't count. But get me back on track.
Gangbang.
Okay, gangbangs. Okay, so I just want to set up the thing that like the porn I'm watching is disturbing and it's not ethical. Like the girls in it are not.
I think about this all the time.
Are not happy. This wasn't their dream. But the lines that I have to prove that, which is no one dreams of playing white trash whore. Doesn't work at all. Literally doesn't work. But it's like, why doesn't that work? I was watching a porn once and I was like, oh, that's a funny thing, like title.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, who wants to be the ingenue of white trash whore? But like, that is a role that a girl played and she didn't want that. I can't lie to myself and be like, this was her dream.
No, I know.
But it doesn't work. For some reason, the audience doesn't like it. And then the other proof I have is that, and this one doesn't work either. The porn I watch.
This one doesn't work
either. It doesn't.
Either.
And I'm like, I want to ask you why. The porn I watch. And so I can tell these, so I don't think it's going to end up in a special because they will not work. So maybe they'll work in this format.
They might. Because I thought that what you pulled off with the gangbang joke was impressive. Like just to scroll back to your special, it's like you have a joke where the premise is you enjoy watching porn that has gangbangs, and then your boyfriend, in a hilarious turn, I don't know how much is true and how much is not, does kind of an act out for you simulation of a gangbang. Yeah.
I mean, it's based in a real thing we did, and then I made it ridiculous. He
does the voices, maybe, in real life.
There's been voices. I mean, I don't think it's like, I think he's put on different, like, gruffness, not like really committing to a voice, but it was inspired by true events. But
my favorite part is when he goes, there's a line of men in the hallway waiting. And you go, that's a train.
Oh, yeah, when I correct him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great joke. But anyway, the whole thing leads towards, and spoiler alert, the special's been out for 2 years. So, and whatever.
Yeah.
I just watched the special. But it all leads to life is a gangbang.
Yes.
And it's so satisfying of a punchline.
It's just a woman juggling a lot of things at once.
Juggling a lot of things.
Like, the
I
more
gotta
you
do my
juggle,
taxes. I
the
gotta
more
do this.
impressive of a woman you are. If you can be it all, and like in that moment, she's like jerking off a guy, taking it in every single hole, acting enthusiastic. Like you think about like I realized I liked watching it because I related to that.
Right.
And I feel like that I'm still exploring that, like with the stuff, like now I'm into like the next feat of athleticism. Like I kind of like these, they're like, and I think this is my sexual thing too. So it's kind of mixed in, but it's all mixed into stand up too. I like when people are disgusted by me, but they're also like, damn. That's my Venn diagram. Disgust and like, fuck, I gotta be impressed. And that's the same kind of reaction that certain porn I watch has, where it's like, she's doing that? What the fuck? Oh, that's pretty awesome. Like, I like when people have that reaction about my stand-up too.
No, I think that's great. And I think it's like, I think part of the reason I like your stand-up so much, because I'm trying to do something analogous, which is like, if I can go to the saddest topics, if I can talk about cancer or sleepwalking or death and all these things.
Sleepwalking, one of the saddest topics. Cancer, sleepwalking.
Jumping through a sleepwalking.
Yes, of course. No, I think about you every time I see a La Quinta. Or whenever I get a ground floor. I'm going on Mike Birbiglia tonight. Ground floor. Not feeling safe, but if I had his thing, I would be.
If I had his thing. But I do try to do that thing, which is like, if you can bring an audience to a dark place or a sad place and you can come out the other side of that, I think that's the best kind of comedy.
Yeah. I like talking about things that people don't talk about.
Yeah.
That's my thing. That's my kink. I like it on stage. I like doing it where it's like, what's wrong with it? Like if it's actually offensive, I don't have any interest. But if it's just like, I'm just telling the truth, why are you offended?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love when I tell a joke where I'm like, what am I saying that's offensive here?
Right.
What are you going about? Let's unpack it.
Yeah.
Like there was one recently where I'm like, I like say something to people who were molested in the crowd.
Yeah.
And and people get so weird, and I'm like, no. The joke that I have right now is I have a joke about like, I think fat people are discriminated against in society. And if you don't think that they are, next time you're with your fat friend, be like, as a fat person, do you feel discriminated against? I dare you. And I go, why? Well, why wouldn't you if there's nothing wrong with being fat?
Yeah.
You know, like if there's no discrimination, what's wrong with saying you wouldn't like? And so I like having a thing where it seems like I'm making a fat joke, but I'm not. I'm making a joke proving that you're uncomfortable with fat people. And why are you like, that's not the best example of it, but I just like when people get offended and I get to go, you don't get to be. It's very passive aggressive.
No, I think it's fun. I think that I love it when comedians challenge their audience to just go, oh yeah, I guess that is something that I'm repressed about talking about.
Oh, I'll have a better example. I say something about, I'm talking about pedophiles. I have a really big pedophile chunk that.
Oh yeah, I saw it. It's a great hour.
Oh God.
Your hour at the Beacon was amazing.
Oh God, it's so much better to talk to you about when you haven't seen it. But you've been so nice. It sounds real nice. I have this whole chunk about pedophiles. It's really edgy. I can't wait for you to see it. You're like, I have. I nearly forgot about it.
I have a funny anecdote about it, which is the week afterwards, I saw you at the Beacon, because I was at the Beacon for 6 shows, and then you were at the Beacon, I think, for 6 shows. Like it was like back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a spot on one of your nights. You were nice enough to have me on.
Nice enough? Are you kidding me?
But it was super fun. It was a good hang. It was a bunch of like awesome comics. It was so fun.
You were the best hang.
And it was like, and I'm at like pickup for my daughter's school, and a bunch of the parents were like, "Oh, I saw Nikki Glaser at the Beacon Theater." And that's how famous you are now. And it's such a funny thing. I'm like, that's my friend. I go, I was on the Thursday night. I did a spot. And the parents were like, you were on stage? Yeah, I do this too, you know?
Do they not look at you like that?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Of course they do. If they know who Nikki Glaser is, they know who Mike Glaser is.
No, I don't know. But it's great. What is that? We'll circle back to the edgy.
Yes.
We'll circle back to the joke. But I will say, like, what does that feel like to have that kind of household namedom? Like, what's the best thing about it, and what's the worst thing about it?
Ooh, well, I think you've been here. So I think the best thing about it is that you get like free desserts a lot, because if you call and say it's a reservation for Nikki Glaser, and they like, if they clock it, or if someone in their system clocks it, you're gonna get some free desserts, and you're gonna pay for it in the tip anyway.
Sure.
Like, you know, you're gonna, but it's still, you have to eat a dessert. What, are you not going to eat it?
Yeah.
So
no, it's great.
That's nice.
That's really nice.
And it's cool to like show my family that I am like, I made it. Like I don't think I'm household yet, but I'm like adjacent. And so that's like a big achievement because I really didn't think I was ever going to be a household name. I had given up on that long ago. I was totally fine with never being that. So it's just nice that it like came up when I least expected it. And then the worst thing is I don't think there's any bad things.
Huh?
It makes you rich.
Oh my God.
It does. And being rich is comfortable and it makes you it's true. And people are, you know what's the coolest thing? You get to give the gift of like yourself to like, if you meet people and you're cool to them and you take a picture or something.
Yeah.
Or if
that's it.
You get to like make people's day. Like, again, I have a joke right now where I always get recognized. Girls will recognize me when they spray tan me, but they won't say it until I'm naked. And they go, my boyfriend and I are such big fans. And I was like, well, I'm excited for you to tell him about my naked body later tonight. God. And she goes, I would never do that. And I go, I would. Tell him about my boobs. My Take it in. Because, like, there's no way she's not. So but also, she gets to see a person she's a fan of naked. That's kind of a gift.
That is so funny.
I would kill to see, like, some of the people, if Taylor Swift walked into a tanning place that I was doing and I wouldn't tell anyone about it. It would be like, I'm not going to say Taylor Swift, but like someone, because she's on a different level. I don't want to, but like, I don't know, just someone I liked.
Jason Bateman.
Yes. I would love it. I would keep it I would keep it secret. I wouldn't be telling people. I wouldn't like talk about his whatever I saw, but like I probably would.
Right.
I probably would.
Right.
And that's a gift to have a celebrity story and they're naked.
But you don't have any self-consciousness about that?
No, because I talk about what my vagina looks like and what I describe is worse than what it is.
Right.
And I'm not like ashamed of my body when I'm doing those things, like when it's in a medical procedure like a spray tan.
Circling back, I have a question about Alive and Unwell. I think it's a great title.
Thanks.
That's going to be the special title, right?
I don't know.
It's such a good title.
Okay. Yeah.
You not think
Someday
so?
You'll Die was, I think, one of the best titles I've ever come up with and
great.
will ever come up with. And that wasn't the name of the tour. So I leave it open. But I do think Alive and Unwell is a good name.
Describe to me, and I agree with you, but describe to me why you think Someday You'll Die is a great title.
It gets the people going.
Oh, interesting.
Like, it's like, someday you'll die. It's just like, I just feel like it's like, you go, okay, whoa, we all know it. It's just, it's like offensive,
right.
But again, it seems offensive, but it's not.
Right. It's a shot of espresso.
Yeah. I mean, I've had some bad names in the past, but actually, no. I stand by all of them. I like them all. Do you like all yours?
I like all mine. I have second guesses sometimes about the Broadway show, the new one. Because whenever I say it, people just go like, wait, the new one? Or no, there's a special called The New One.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, there is a part of me that like kind of bums me out that is a conversational confusion.
That you have to live with forever and ever.
Yeah, but I love The Old Man in the Pool as a title.
But I think The New One it's too good.
Oh,
it's too good of a title, and it's too good of a special, and it just fits with it too much. You just have to suffer.
That's so sweet. You know what's so funny is in your special, you make like this extraordinarily good case for not having children. You came to The New One, which is about me having a child, and it's very emotional, and you were emotional afterwards.
Yeah.
And so it's like, where do those two things meet? Oh, but my dad.
You're a dad.
Oh, that I'm a dad.
I would be a dad. Without question. I would love to be a dad.
You're a dad.
It seems hard, but not too hard. But being a mom seems too hard.
That's
what
funny.
I'm exploring in the next.
So
special.
you're right. Yeah, I love that material. So you're emotional when you watch mine because you're in my shoes as a dad.
Yeah.
You're like living my experience as a dad.
Yeah, and it's I think it's maternal too. Like it's the same feeling, but you get to have it because it's a little. To me, I would do what you're doing because it seems a little bit easier. Not easy by any means. I just exaggerate that for the stage, but like I think that it's. Yeah, I get to live out even what I would feel as a mother through you as a father. I think the love is the same feeling. You just have to do less.
Right.
And so that's why you will get to feel it, and I probably won't.
Right.
So, but I do get to feel it through your stuff, and I'm good on love. I feel very loved.
Yeah.
The thing I'm worried about is I'm going to want kids when my parents die. Because they're still kicking, and they're my best friends, and it's unconditional love. it's me, it's my lineage.
Right.
And so I think if they go, I'll have this like, the scaffolding might give way, and I'm like, but then I'll adopt.
They're pretty young though.
My dad's 70, my mom's 65. So it's like, I mean, they're can't be forever.
Yeah.
Someday you'll die.
You're like the best case scenario of a child. Like if my daughter treated me as well as you treat your parents.
I am the best daughter ever. Mom, you're watching this. She I learned from Kathy Griffin. Remember how she would just bring her parents everywhere?
Yeah.
They're fun. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
They keep me grounded. They're impressed by me because they're so supportive, but they're not too impressed. So it's just like, they're just great hangs. And I pay for everything. It's like, they're my kids. My mom is always, I can't, Nikki, I'm not letting you pay for that. Who buys their mom a facelift? Who does that? I go, I do. And she goes, but that is something that I should pay for myself. And I go, well, you can't.
Oh my God.
And you need one. You don't need one. You want one, and I'm gonna buy one for you.
We're all over the place, but I feel like people can follow it.
That's gonna be the name of my next tour.
All over the place. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that
because that's kind of the vibe. I might have you take this out, but maybe I'll just keep it because I'm gonna talk about it in a perfect way, or at least try to. So I woke up to a text from a writer that I've worked with for a while, and it was to like a group chat. And he's to a bunch of writers on this chat. And he said, I was at this party tonight. It's kind of eccentric party. And I ended up talking to this girl who, gorgeous, but, definitely funny and kooky. And was in this conversation. And she asked me what I did. And I said, I write. And she said, what do you work on? And I mentioned Nikki. And she said, I like her, but I wish she wasn't so dirty. And this is someone who, and he goes, and then... and he goes, and then she walked away, and my friend came up to me and goes, what were you talking to Lana Del Ray about?
Oh my God.
And I was so sad because I love Lana Del Ray. And
brilliant.
Yeah.
And also she's dirty.
I thought she would have been into that stuff. And now I'm like, oh my gosh. And now
dirty.
It was
in
helpful
a good
advice.
way.
Literally, it was helpful
lyricist.
advice. And at first I was like, how dare she? What? And then I was like, I've got some notes too for her. Like we can't. She's one of the best, brilliant artists ever.
Yeah, one of the greats.
Yet I'm entitled to not like things of hers. I definitely there are songs that I'm like, So she's allowed to be about me. Like I can't be like she doesn't like me. She just wants me to be less dirty. I took the note, and I'm working on it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I think not just to appeal to her, but to appeal to people like her, like people that I could be sharing my message with, but that are turned off because they're like, I hear she's too dirty, and I just don't want to hear that. Some people are deeply uncomfortable by it. It's not even like they're prude. They're just like, ew, it's gross. So
that's why when I was starting out, I veered towards being cleaner for that exact reason, which is that there's certain people who just can't hear cursing, they can't hear whatever, and so I was like, I don't want to lose those people because I think I can connect with those people.
Yeah.
So I veered cleaner, but I'm not fully clean.
No, you've gotten a little bit more honest.
Yeah, I think so.
In terms of what subjects interest you or what, you don't, if you want to go somewhere, you'll go somewhere. You go dark too.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Yeah, you go real dark.
The special that comes out in May is...
Damn it, I'm so mad I haven't seen it.
It's pretty dark, yeah. The Good Life.
That's a good name.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm excited about it.
And you can use all those old The Good Life shirts as merch. Yeah. Go get those.
Go get those.
Go get those with the little stick figure that was just always chilling in a hammock.
Jenny and I watched on the Golden Globes. We're just like, she's she's killing every second. And so threading the needle, which someone's hosting something, whether it's an award show or their local co-op meeting. What are your tips for hosting something?
You need to come out of the gate right away strong.
Okay.
So you need a joke, the shortest joke possible. Welcome to the Golden Globes, Ozempic's biggest night.
Yep. Great.
Right away. I mean, we took forever. I was like, I just want it to be quicker. And they're like, it's literally the first sentence.
Yeah.
You're saying a sentence. It was other stuff we were trying. I forget. And then that one was just like, oh, good. There's no words between the joke and what it is.
Yeah.
And I also think especially if I'm giving advice to people who are scared to public speak, I think this is just actually something that people need to know. Remember that when you're watching someone public speak, you're not wishing they do a bad job. No one's in the audience going like, look how nervous they are. I hate them. I hope they're more nervous. Everyone's rooting for you.
Right.
And I think that kind of attitude like can help you. Just think about how you are when you watch someone nervous and how you want them to feel. Like you just have compassion for them. You're not like, look at this idiot.
Yeah.
No one's doing that to you in your classroom presentation. Like I was a nervous speaker in high school and middle school, like wouldn't get up in front of people, would come in during recess to give the presentations because I would shake so bad. And I just wish someone would have said, Nikki, no one's like wanting you to be bad.
Totally.
Everyone's just like wanting you to be comfortable. And so
true.
Remember that and listen to a meditation beforehand that's like a performance meditation.
Well, that's nice.
I don't do it, but I think it would work. I would do it if I needed to feel like you could do this.
Yeah.
Like a sports one. Like they have ones for sports. So I would do that. Like if I was just giving a presentation at work and I was nervous, that's what I do.
It's funny. It didn't occur to me until
Wait,
I went.
one more thing.
Oh, yeah.
This is too good because people might actually need this. I learned on Masked Singer. If you want to, like, if your heart's just going crazy and you're shaking and you feel like you're gonna pass out because you're so nervous, hold your breath for 4 seconds and then let it out slowly. So,
okay.
4 seconds because it'll slow your heart rate right away. And I learned it on the Masked Singer because you need your vocal cords to be so like you need to be like relaxed. And I would get tense right before, and it just makes you relax.
Right.
So that's a good one that I didn't know until recently. So I want to pass it on.
We have to get back to the topic that we were on about dark jokes.
Yeah.
How did we arrive in that?
Yeah, so I do a pedophilia chunk, and I think one of the darkest things I say on stage that I get away with, and I don't know how, is that I talk about like pedophiles when they like realize they're a pedophile, because I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts, and I've listened to like interviews with pedophiles, like how does this happen? You know? And the thing, a lot of times they just do the thing where you go, "Would I want to fuck kids?" I go, you know how like you've thought that before, because it's a thing. You have to ask yourself that.
Right.
And they usually laugh, but if they don't, I go, and if you haven't, like, I think you're scared of the answer. And then that like gets them for like, so they can't be mad anymore because they know that's true. Like if you,
right.
And most of us pass it, you know, when we go, yes, like, oh my God, that makes me sick. And you're like,
sure.
Oh, you're
Thank
not
God.
that thing.
Yeah.
But some guys go, no, I'm getting a boner. No. And then the joke goes on and on. But that's
dark.
Really dark. But guess what? I think child abuse is one of the worst things that can happen. It's the worst thing for society. It's like why we're in the state we're in is because these people did not learn empathy because they were abused as children, whether emotionally, physically, sexually, spiritually, and
the cycle repeats itself.
And if we don't talk about it,
no, I know.
Then if people are made to feel ashamed of getting molested, which is it's in the air because everyone goes, you can't talk about it, that's too dark.
Yep.
Why is it too dark? Did that person? It's not a bad thing that happened to her. It was like a car accident. She could talk about being in a car accident when she was 5, but she can't talk about being molested when she was 5 because it makes everyone feel weird. Or she like, you know, and both those things can be very triggering things. I'm not telling people, I feel, because some people have been like, Nikki, some people don't want to talk about their molestations. It's too much for them. Like, then that's fine. But I don't think we should live in a world where that's really weird you brought that up. It's like, it's happening all around us. And it's very simple way to make it stop is if everyone just is able to report it and talk about it naturally.
I've always felt that way about, you know, I bring this up in one of my books where I get really emotional. I got really emotional when I saw the movie Spotlight. It's about all the abuse in the Catholic Church. Tom McCarthy directed this movie. It's a brilliant movie. I think it's one of the best movies in the last 25 years. But I cried when I saw it. And I think it's because I grew up in that repressive Catholic Massachusetts altar boy universe. And the movie is about putting a spotlight on things like that.
Yes.
And that's what jokes do too.
I don't want to get on my like high horse about like, that's our job as comedians. Like but like if you're a good comedian artist, which it's okay if you're not, if you just want to make people laugh and get the easy joke or whatever you do. Like I think even like goofy stuff that's not saying something is important.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you want to say something, I think we have to. My only job, I think, is to talk about things that people don't know how to say themselves. Or they haven't heard yet on TV. Because I get to say it because I'm the things I say live on stage on my tour, they're not going in a special. They're insane. And I'm like, how cool is it that I get to feel safe saying things into a microphone in front of thousands of people. And if this gets out, my life is kind of fucked.
That's so funny.
It feels like shoplifting again. I'm like I will go to bed after a night of a show and I'm like, oh my God, if someone recorded that one line and took it out of context, I'm cooked.
It's so that's such
how
a great way
cool
of
that I
looking
get
at
to do that still. Like I feel safe enough even in this. We don't even take people's phones. I probably should start now that I put this out there. People are gonna be like, but now I catch them. I go, I can stop filming. I just go quick because I go, if you want to film comedians, get a matte case because we can see the shine off or put your hand in front of it. But I'm really like fired up. I've been working on this pedophile joke for literally it hasn't made it into 2 different specials. And the other night I go, the pedophile joke's not going in the special. As when I got off stage the other night to my friends, I was like, it can't. It's just like, it's one of those jokes that can only take place there because I think out of context, people could just destroy me over it and be like, I'm on the wrong side of things or I'm being insensitive. But the truth is I'm like all for people. Like if you were molested, like I'm writing it for you. Even though I wasn't molested, I could still write a joke for people who have been. I have a lot of empathy. Even though I'm not fat, I'm like trying to write a joke about fat people and I'm not fat.
Yeah.
But I could be.
Yeah.
And I would like to be. I would like to live in a world where I could be and wouldn't feel like I would be treated less than.
Yeah.
And I'm angered by that. And so I want to say something about it. So it's like, it's kind of scary to talk about things that's like, you don't have a right to talk about that. You're not that thing.
Sure.
But why can't I? I could have a bad take actually on this thing. I'm allowed to.
Right.
That's when it bothers me is like, you can't talk about that because you didn't. It's like, well, I can have a horrible take. That's still okay too.
I can have a horrible take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have the take of someone who hasn't experienced it.
Yeah.
Actually, I can talk about molestation because it hasn't happened to me.
Yeah.
That's actually why, like, if it happened to me, I probably, like, I was anorexic and I can make jokes here and there about it and I can talk about it seriously, but comedically, I can't.
Yeah.
But other people, I mean, I have lines here and there, but my own experience with it, there's like too much pain and like shame there.
Yeah.
And so someone else could probably talk about it and say some things that I can't. So, because it didn't happen to them.
This is the slow round. What is a song that makes you cry?
It depends on my mood, but I just queue up a song of what I'm going through. But I remember one that was like really heartbreaking was "The Drugs Don't Work" by The Verve. I remember hearing that song and being like, I think this is the saddest song I've ever heard. And I like sent it to my dad with an emotional email attached that he never really wrote back to. So it just was like, you need to hear this. It's just about someone they love like dying of cancer and it's not working and they're gonna go.
Oh my God.
It's so good. The Verve, underrated. What about you?
I've answered this before. I'll answer it again. We might cut it out.
Yeah.
Is I Can't Make You Love Me.
Oh.
Bonnie Raitt.
Why does that one hit for you?
Because
what's going on?
I think it's because it's at the heart of so many feelings of like so many things, so many things in your life are out of your control. Yeah. I feel like that's what that song's about.
Do you know what's written? Why it was written?
No, I know she didn't write it.
Yeah, so that song I think was about the guy that wrote it, like witnessed some interaction in court, whether he was in jury duty or something of, a marital dispute. And it was a guy really wanting to like stay together with this woman. And it was just the divorce was finalized. And his like last statement after he kind of did his thing was like, and I can't make you love me if you don't.
Wow.
And then the person just, the songwriter like wrote it down. Was like I can't make her like he was just some like it was like but that is really, I mean that's
it's deep to me, right? Because it's like I think I'm a bit of a control freak. I think that's one of my Achilles heels.
Did you ever love someone and they didn't love you? That's why I pick people who can never love, that's why I like when they start to love me, I'm like, this is boring.
Oh God, yes.
I live for someone who doesn't love me. Even though my parents love me so much.
Right.
I just didn't believe it. I think that's it. Because by all accounts they did, but I just didn't buy it. I didn't get it.
You did the quality control on it. It didn't pass.
I didn't believe, I didn't let it in. And because my mom's always like, but I did hug you. And there's like evidence of it. And I'm like, you didn't hug me. That's why I'm desperate for strangers' attention. And it's like, I realize now they did love me. As a normal child, that would have been enough. But for me, I needed something more.
Okay. Is there a group that wouldn't let you in ever in your life?
Oh yeah. All the time. Like, I feel like that's also what drives me, is like I want to be one of the popular girls.
Right.
I want to be in that play.
Right.
I want to be one of the best singers in a cappella. I want to be seen as one of the as exceptional.
Yeah.
And I never was, and now I am.
Yeah.
And I don't believe it. So because why now? Why did it take 40 years?
Yeah.
I think I have a track record of proving that I'm not worthy of being special, and now I am. I'm just kind of like, too little, too late. Like, I'm not like, it's never happened before. I've never been like, no one's ever been like, you're the best, or like any kind of like, not saying that like even one of the best. Like, I don't relate to being. I was always not the popular. I was A- student, A- popularity, which is fine. But as someone who wants to be the best, it's very frustrating. But then I made peace with it, and now it's here, and and now once you get it, it's like I can't even enjoy it. As I didn't enjoy going to the popular kid's house when I did get invited.
Right.
Stressed out the whole time that I didn't belong there.
I think you should do this in the special.
Yeah, I think I'm getting into like having low self-esteem, or just like,
because this is thematically a lot of what you're talking about in that Beacon Hour that I watched.
We've been trying to, like, me and my team have been trying to be like, what do I want to say? Like, I've been asking myself that, and it's like, or no, they've been saying something that's interesting about your life right now that you haven't been able to talk about in specials is that you got famous. Why don't you talk about being famous? People want to hear that. And I'm like, but I don't have anything to say about it. But that is something to say about it, is that it's reaching a new level that I have since the Tom Brady roast hasn't brought me more happiness. I mean, it has in terms of the desserts and the money and stuff, but like,
desserts.
but it's not made me believe in myself anymore. In fact, I feel like there's so much more to lose now if someone figures out that I'm not good. And so now it's just like, I just really want to let go of that stuff.
Is there a story? Because you were saying, like, I was invited to the popular girl's house eventually, and I didn't.
Is there a story around that?
Yeah, do you have it? Do you have a story?
I have so many stories of being
tell
a
me,
popular girl's
because I feel like that should be in the show. Because I feel like thematically that's what the show's about already. But I think if you had like a childhood story where we're like, oh my God, of course, we've all been there. We've all been the unpopular kid who gets invited like one time to the popular kid's house.
Well, oh yeah. Well, it was always just like, I thought this was like a funny image but I don't know how to make it something. Because I always feel this way whenever I go to like a Golden Globe, like not Golden Globes because I host it, but even there I was just kind of like, I'm sorry I'm here. Like, I'd be in the crowd doing a thing and I'd just be like, no one talk to me. Whereas everyone was like, we don't want to talk to her because she's hosting. And I'm like, they hate me and they're mad I'm here and they think I'm a fraud. But just always going and like one person, like, were you popular?
No, it was like a winding road.
Yeah, so you have the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
in and out.
you would like become friends with someone in class that was of the popular group,
Sure.
but they were maybe lower level, or
Sure.
like one of like the chill stoner guys. I'd befriend him. He would invite me to the popular hang.
Yeah.
No one else there knew I was coming. And then it's all like, why is she here?
Why
And
is
by that
she
time,
here?
Gavin's in the bathroom. So I can't be like, Gavin brought me. So it's just like, I just appear.
Oh, God.
And you like, they only notice you because you knock over like something.
That's a great.
Why are you here? Who invited her? I'm like, Gavin, and he's nowhere. He's getting high outside. And so like, that's always how I feel at things, is like the person who brought me there isn't explaining to people why I'm here. And so it looks like I've snuck in. Like,
right.
Like at the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
I remember Amy and Anthony back in the day, 2009 or whatever, bringing me to the cellar, 10. And me being back at that table being like, I don't belong here. I need to get the fuck out of here. Like, Estee's here tonight. Like, I've only heard about her. It's a Saturday night and I order food. They're like, it's fine, Nick. It's fine. You're with us. We're regulars. Which they were. They go down to like watch Aziz or something. They're like, stay here because your food's coming. I stay there. I'm alone at the table. Chris Rock walks in. And Esty sees me and he sees the table, turns around and goes, gets a booth.
Oh,
and
no.
But I don't have time to even like leave or anything. And Esty's just like, who are you?
Oh,
like, nightmare. Because I didn't even want to be there in the first place. I fought sitting there. And then all of a sudden it looks like I'm like, this is my table. And I don't even work there. She doesn't even know my name. I'm so glad she didn't remember me as
Cut
that
to Chris
person.
Rock's at your Beacon show with Padma Lakshmi like 10 years later.
Cut to.
Yeah.
And yes, it like, I did belong there, but like, that's always how I feel.
Yeah.
It's like I somehow tricked someone. Do you have that? Do you have imposter?
Yeah.
You must.
Yeah, certainly. Oh, yeah, all day. I mean, of course. I think, like, similarly though, it goes in and out. Like I'll have weeks where I'm going like, no, I'm actually pretty good at this, and then I'll have weeks where I go, I am fundamentally not funny.
No,
it's a crazy feeling to be like, I'm fundamentally not funny, and I'm walking in front of 1,000 people.
I am the least funny person maybe that's in this place. These people are all funnier than me because they are going to see a show of someone who is funnier. And I was only funnier then because I had the right help. Like I always just attribute anytime I kill it, because there have been times where I'm like, couldn't have gone better.
Yeah.
I nailed it. I'm great.
Yeah.
But I just go because of all these people that helped me.
Yeah.
That all these other reasons that weren't me. Or I just got lucky that someone else turned that down. And also I had enough time. And also like the movies were really good to make fun of. So I just lucked out. Like you can't compare me to someone who you can't say I'm better than this so-and-so host. Well, some you can, but like others you can't, because I had more to work with because I had Wicked. Like I'll make any excuse why I did well.
That's really funny. You just had good fodder that year or whatever. That's insane.
Yeah. Anyone could have done that.
I wrote down tons of notes during your show.
Thank you so much. That's more notes than I've taken on my show.
Oh, really?
Honestly, yes.
It's so funny. I don't know if this will translate, but you go. People criticize people who have plastic surgery. They go, she ruined her face. Do you still do this bit?
Yeah. But I haven't broken it yet.
What's the joke, though?
Well, there is no joke.
Okay.
The joke is, well, she didn't want this. Like, why are you getting mad at her? Like, no one would ask for this.
Right.
Like, she wishes she had died during anesthesia. She has to walk around like this. Why are you mad at her?
So then I wrote down, it's like being like, she shat her pants. It's like I wrote down it's like if she shat her pants. And people are like, her pants were so clean before she shit in them.
Yes, it was an accident.
Like, yeah, no, I know. She didn't mean to shit in her pants.
Why did you shit your pants?
Yeah.
Why did you choose to do that? Yes, the only thing it's missing for me is that I want the analogy to have the effort behind it. The effort that goes into it.
Doing something.
Or so maybe she was trying to fart.
Doing something, it went wrong. Yeah.
She was trying to fart
That's
and
right.
she shit her pants.
That's right.
She was just trying to pass gas in a very discreet way. She didn't mean for this to happen.
It went south. It went too far.
Yeah, and now you're mad at her. She's walking around with shit on her pants all night.
Yeah.
And she can't fix it.
Her pants were so clean.
They were so clean. Why did you ruin your pants?
She was trying to fart.
I used to jerk off to your pants, and now I can't anymore because you ruined it. But there's also the thing of like,
to jerk off to your pants.
No, because men are the ones that are mostly say she ruined her face. Like I hear men in my life who I love, who like love women or feminists, are like, God, what did she do to her face? She ruined it. I'm like, she's trying to stay hot for you. It didn't go well. But I promise you, she's trying to keep her looks up for the patriarchy. Not to use that, make it unalive or something, whatever. You can't use that word you'll get demonetized.
Oh, right.
I don't really think so, but like it is it's not a good word to throw out there if you want people to listen to you, but it's like true. Like don't be mad at her. She's trying to look pretty.
And then you had this joke about when people who have been molested should have a separate boarding line at the airport.
They should board before veterans.
Before veterans.
I don't even think it's active service, but active service doesn't work. People just think it's active or can veterans board? I don't think veterans get to board early, but for some reason, no one questions it.
Oh, it's only active service?
It's active service, but active service isn't as funny as veterans.
That's crazy.
I know but then it would be a big group.
They're not
that giving.
I just wrote, we're now boarding Mosaic. Okay, now molested.
Yes.
And then I wrote, get in the back, which is like kind of a really dark joke.
That is
it's maybe too far.
Yes.
It's too far.
Because the only reason that won't work for me there is because I want to go I want to like be like, this is still in the part of the joke where I'm like, it's awesome you were molested. Like you survive something, you get all like.
No, of course. So you want to uplift
but
people who have been through it.
But then I do throw a little jab later on. That's just like a dumb molestation joke, but that's a perfect kind. It's just too early because I'm trying to gain their trust. Like what happened when they were on the phone.
Did you have you been doing the Wiggles no meet and greet line?
Yes, okay. Every time, and I love it because I get to. You gave me that line, and I won't. You'll see it in the special.
Okay.
But I love it because it's just like it's actually like a third tag. Like they don't see it coming, and it's just one more that's just like, it's great.
You have a great line, which is people are nicer to you when you're symmetrical.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out how to say.
So dark of a thought, but also to your point earlier. when it's true, then what are you going to do? That's your experience of life.
It's not even my experience.
People are nicer to me when I'm symmetrical.
I experience it for sure. But I also have proof. I looked into studies that prove people make more money when they're attractive. They have better lives. They're like, it is honestly, that's a whole other thing. Like, I really want to make a whole section about ugly people and how they are discriminated people who are asymmetrical or who are like jarring to look at. It's really hard to talk about it because people go, that's so mean. But it's like, it's not mean. It's literally what their face is. It's not symmetrical equals harmonious and like of nature, and things that aren't make you kind of go, oh, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you were born with an abnormality, which is fine. Yeah. But you get treated worse, and it's worse discrimination than any of the discriminations in the workplace. And so it actually is like, once I looked into it, I was like, no, I need to like shout out to ugly people. And by the way, I could become an ugly person. Right. It's like I could get disfigured in some kind of accident that would make people like scared to work with me or look at me. And so it's like, it needs, and I'm gonna get old, which equals less symmetrical, just like less vibrant, less ovulating, and so thus I don't want to say ugly, but not as pleasing to the eye. Sure. And so it's gonna befall all of us.
You go adopted kids.
Oh yeah.
May have more than dog love.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no, it's not.
Sorry, that's what I wrote down.
But like, it's a point about adopting. Can you say it? Yeah. So, no, that's about how like I don't want to have kids, and if I don't want them now, I'll probably like age out and need. If I change my mind later, I'll have to adopt, which I think will be easier because you don't love them as much. And then people groan, but they know it's true. And it's not a bad thing to say. It's more than dog love. And everyone would argue like dog love is huge.
More than dog love is huge.
It's so huge.
Here's what I wrote down. Definitely more than plants.
Yes. Well, there is a hierarchy. But wait a second. There was a bit I wanted to work on. Has it been done before of like when
Here's what I wrote. I wrote azaleas, golden retriever, adopted, kids, your kids.
Just kids in general?
Yeah, kids in general, your kids.
You love adopted kids less than the idea of kids.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a hierarchy.
Yeah.
But did you have a dog before you had a kid? Did you and your wife?
When I was a kid, but then we had cats.
You had cats?
Yeah.
I want to write a bit about and I think it's like well-trod territory, but I don't know that there's been a stand-up bit about how like when people have kids, they like their dogs that they used to have an Instagram for that was the center of their life, like dies of neglect within 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Like people hate their dog that they want. Like my friends are like, I literally hate my dog because they have a baby.
This is great.
It's so funny, but I'm like, because I love my dog, it's enough for me, but it is interesting to me that like even my friends who love their dog more than I even love my dog are like, where is she? I don't know where she is. That's so funny. Matted hair. I barely look at her. I don't even want to she smells bad to me. And they used to like cuddle all night. It changes because
so funny.
New love comes in.
Which part is wrong?
None of it.
I know.
It's all true. And yes, there's going to be times where it's not true, but
do people get mad at you when they go, that's not true for me?
No.
No one gets mad at you like that?
I don't pause enough for people to heckle me.
Here's my main thing on your hour, which is like my favorite thing in your last hour is the thing where your boyfriend role plays a gangbang for you.
I'm so glad you liked that.
It's so funny. But it's like, but I think I love it because it's a story, and I get who you are, I get who he is, and I get the dynamic between you. I love you as a couple because he does this thing for you.
Yes.
About this really extreme thing about you, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like I want more of that in this hour. Like I'm just like,
you want more Mike Birbiglia.
I know, but
it's okay.
You've accused me of this before as friends. We're like,
we like what we do.
No, we like each other's act, but we also
we see potential.
We see potential. No, but it's so funny. You've said this to me before. Where you're like, people always give advice of like the thing they do.
I do it too, though.
I know, and I do it, and I apologize.
Mad, I go, why aren't they doing what I do? It's like because it's not their style. But actually, I don't do what you do because I'm scared of it.
No, but even if
it's like the crowd work thing, like telling stories. I've just never did it. I started out as a one-liner comic. It's only like because I've written enough jokes about one thing that I ever even produce a story out of it.
I'm begging you to go to the cellar and on stage tell the story as you remember it of your guy friend taking you to like an all-girls cool party. I'm telling
Mike,
you. I'm begging you.
I'm telling you right now. I know what will happen, and there'll be a few punchlines, but I will be too nervous because it's such a departure from how I perform that if I was maybe on a storytelling show and someone was asking me about it, I can get there, but I'd need to know where the punches are. I couldn't just be like, let me just work this out.
Here's my theory on people who tell jokes but don't do. But
maybe
stories.
I'll trust.
Well, I just think all you need is a beginning and an end. Because as long as the audience knows that there's an end, they're like, okay, this will be fine.
Okay.
You need a beginning and an end, and then like 2 jokes in between.
That's really great advice.
And just throw it up there and just see what happens. Because fundamentally, you're funny in your bones, and it will be funny. And then the next time you do it, you'll have 3 punchlines. The next time you do it, you'll have 4 punchlines, and that'll be a fucking story, and it'll be in your special.
Okay, that's really good advice. Of just having as long as I know where I'm going, and I have an out. Because I think of course that's the right way to do it, but I never thought of it that way, and that's great advice.
I just had a couple jokes that I was like, these are up your alley, and also your special made me think of some of these jokes that I'd written, which is, if my wife had sex with someone else, I would be fine with it as long as she told me something annoying about the guy.
Yes. If if you could gossip afterwards.
Yeah. If she was like, I slept with this guy and it was great, but he was so dumb. And I'd be like, that's my girl.
Yes. That's my point. I don't care if my boyfriend hooks up with other girls because I know I'm cooler. Yeah. I have that self-esteem in terms of that part of our relationship. And but you can't talk about me to her.
Yes.
My thing is
that's the cheating.
That's the full cheat. The cheating is don't watch White Lotus with her.
Oh,
you can do whatever you want physically, but you do not watch the new Love on the Spectrum.
That's pretty deep, actually, what you're saying, I think.
Physical, it's like someone else cooking you a meal for you. I don't care. If I cook for you every night and then you went out, whatever.
If you watch your show with
even by
someone
yourself,
else.
It's like, you would rather be alone than with, it's like, it's so hurtful.
And then the tag of that is because the least fun part of an affair is you can't tell anyone. That's why the most fun part is telling your husband. And if he doesn't kill you, it'll make the marriage stronger.
Yes. I've thought of that before. Like I actually am into my boyfriend having a girlfriend. If we could, like, I wouldn't care if he could juggle both of us.
Yeah.
But as long as you complain about it to me and like I get to hear about it.
Yeah.
And what was your other point there?
The other point was if he doesn't murder you, it'll make you stronger.
Oh yeah. No, what was right before that?
Before
before that line.
Oh, before that line is the least fun part of an affair is you can't tell anyone.
Yes. It's fun to when you're falling in love with someone. It's really fun to talk about, and it's got to be. That's why guys that cheat or women that cheat always get busted because they will find a way to talk about their secretary to their wife in a different way. Just like and this girl said this funny thing today. Like that's a way to think someone's it's a tell. They'll just because they are dying to talk about their crush because it's in all of us to do that. So that's a tell.
Ooh, okay. So then I have. This I thought was interesting in relation to all of your animal activism stuff. Is I was writing about the ethics of porn and how I don't support the ethics of how porn is made, but to me it's kind of like the ethics of eating meat. It's like I've watched all the documentaries about the meat industry, but I also love fried chicken sandwiches. And I think that those contradictions can exist peacefully. Oh, sorry. And I believe that those contradictions can coexist peacefully. And I think they're going to have to because I don't think people are going to stop eating fried chicken sandwiches while watching porn. Okay,
I like where that comes around. And I love that argument because it's the way I feel about porn. It's like I stopped eating meat because I didn't want to stop eating meat. I love it, but I stopped because I saw the truth. But why isn't it working for porn if I watch a documentary about how grim this is? And the difference is women can talk. and like
Oh my God.
ask for help.
Oh my God.
Your chicken can't.
That is dark as hell.
And that brings us back to parrots. Parrots are the only bird that doesn't get eaten because it talks. If animals could talk, we wouldn't eat them.
That's a good point.
And that's why people are like, why do you care so much about animals and not about people? And I'm like, people, at least, I hate human suffering, but at least people can like understand what's happening to them. It really hurts me to think of an animal being like, I don't know and I'm scared. Like that breaks my heart. It's like this, they're kids, you know, they don't have words for it. And it's like, animals to me are like babies in that way, that they can't express the fear or pain. And it's like, and they don't, because we eat them because they're dumb, but because they're dumb, it makes it so much more heartbreaking that they don't understand their situation. They can't even be like, I'm unlucky. They're just like, life is hell. Like every fucking, from the moment they're born, they're like, and then they die, and then you eat that pain.
I think that could be an hour.
I want to, that's my biggest goal is having a really strong vegan message that makes people just go, fuck, I can't look away.
Wrote, because I've always wanted to be a vegan. I've never been able to get there.
Yeah, because
my wife and daughter are.
Oh, really?
I believe in it, but I just can't get there personally. If you ever wrote a special that was just a vegan hour, I would pitch in jokes on that, because I just think it's
5 minutes. Like Ricky Gervais has done it and done some good stuff for veganism and PETA and stuff. And like being able to joke about it, like I do a little bit on stage where I'm like, and I just like go vegan. Like it's not only good for the world, but like I just feel better than you.
Yeah.
I just like, I'm a better person. Like it didn't land. I feel better than you. I feel like I'm better than you. I don't know how to phrase it, but it's true. Like, you know, there's always one vegan. I go, you know, you're a good person, right? Because you're vegan. Like it gives you this grounding of like, meat and cheese are delicious. I'm doing a hard thing because it's the right thing. So I get to like always be like, I'm good. And then I get to watch porn that's, you know, being horrible to women and feel like bad about that. But at least I'm a vegan. Yeah. And because we are right.
Yeah, my other joke about the ethics of porn is like, I sometimes feel guilty if I watch porn, but then I'm like, well, they already filmed it.
You're so right. That's the same with like when people are like, I'm so sorry I'm eating this in front of you. I'm like, it's already dead. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah,
like
ship has sailed.
But I did sneak that vegan messaging in, and I did shame everyone.
I love that.
Like a true vegan.
I think it's gonna be an hour. It's gonna be a vegan hour. Meatless.
Yeah. Can you think of a worse title than plant-based comedy?
Plant-based comedy.
It would have negative views.
The last thing we do is working out for a cause. Is there a nonprofit that you like to give to? And we will link to them in the show notes and contribute. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
It is called Rescue the Birds, and it is a avian rescue organization that I won money for when I did Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh, wow.
And I got them $100,000, and it was just for birds. And I went to go visit it, and it's just like this couple living at a house with so many parrots to take care of between the two of them. And it was this whole rescue operation in the suburbs of Chicago for parrots, because they're often an animal people get without understanding how much care they take and how they're wild animals. They're not really domesticated. And then so many birds are abandoned, and everyone's like, not everyone, but people give to cats and dogs. But I think it's nice to focus on birds because birds are so smart. These birds talk, and then they're abandoned, and they're supposed to fly, and they're in fucking cages. It's fucking brutal if you think about it. There should be no new birds bought ever. It should end. Breeding should end now. They're stolen out of like nests in the rainforest. Babies are stolen, and they spend their lives in prison. At least your dog has the yard. Your bird seems happy because it's as happy as it could be in that condition. But it's like, I love birds and love them as pets, but I would never buy a new bird, and you can only rescue. So this is a place that just does it right. We will link to them in the show notes. We'll contribute. And thank you for coming on. And you're the captain of comedy. It feels so good to finally, like, it feels like captain of the pep club or captain of the cheerleading squad was not even an option in high school. So it feels really good. Thank you.